So this is what it's looking like in our neck of the woods here in Michigan. I can't even go outside for very long, just long enough to feed and water the animals and check on them periodically during the day. So I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on how they're doing. And right now they are 3 weeks and they're doing actually really well. They're acting like chickens. They're scratching the ground, they're digging for bugs, they're fighting with each other. They're just like they act like typical chickens. They even want to get up on and perch on things as well. But look at the size of these birds' breasts and their butts. they're they're getting huge. I'm actually really surprised. You see how slowly they're walking because they just ate. So they kind of get a little lethargic after they gorge themselves for a little bit. I don't know how healthy that is. I mean, I guess that's just what they do. We started off with just one feeder, one waterer, but now we're two waterers, two feeders because that just was not enough for them. Matthew's thinking about making them a trough too. So before all the smoke came, I did get a chance to go out and record some things. But when I do get back out there, I am going to be hanging up my new signs that my sweet cousin had made for me. Aren't these adorable? I think that they will make the perfect addition to my garden. Thank you, Nikki. That was so sweet of you. I am glad that I got outside and got some of these mulberries off the tree before all the smoke came. Because, I mean, if you don't pick them, they're just going to fall off and then the birds are going to get them. And I want to get as many as possible because I do plan on making a lot of jam this year with these mulberries. Oh, look what we got coming. Our first tomatoes. Isn't that exciting? Oh, yeah. Does anybody else just like to walk up to their plants and just pet them? I seem to be doing that all the time, especially with my herbs because they smell so good. I got a lot of my herbs are doing pretty well this year. Some didn't come up, like my lavender didn't come up, but my oregano, this is some Greek oregano, this smells awesome. And this is some of that kohlrabi that I've planted for the first time. I think it's probably the coolest looking plant that I have out there right now. I've never grown it before. I don't know what it tastes like either, but I'm gonna find out. And my sugar snap peas seem to be doing really, really good. They're not quite ready yet, but here pretty soon I'll be doing nothing but snacking on them in the garden. And these are the onions that I planted. They seem to be doing okay. The broccoli, not so. I'm not really getting any broccoli heads yet. But my okra is starting, and I'm actually really excited about it because I planted these from seed myself, and I'm already starting to get some okra on there. You see the little nubs? Ooh, I'm getting excited. And I'm also excited about this yellow wax bean variety that I started from seed as well. And they're already starting to produce. I haven't tried them yet. When I do, I'll let you guys know what they taste like. I mean, it's my first time trying them, so hopefully they'll be good. So here's all my indeterminate tomato plants, my San Marzanos, Brandywines, and Romas that I plan on using for all my canning projects because those tomatoes seem to have the less water content in it, and that's what I need because I don't like spending hours trying to get the water off. The radishes are coming in too, and the beets are coming in slowly but surely. I also got a lot of volunteer lettuce this year. I mean, it's all like clumped up together, but I still use it. This is my Mustang grapevine. And we purchased these a while ago, like 2 years ago, and this is the first year that it's producing. When we bought these, I thought that these were sweet grapes, but after further research, these are very, very tart grapes, but I guess you can still use them for wine and jellies and stuff like that, but for fresh eating, it says that they're very, very tart. So look at this beautiful green beauty. It's just flourishing with all of my greens. Is doing really well. I got my lettuces in here, I got my kales in here, and I just planted some green beans in here as well. Those are a bush bean variety. I think that these are the purple bush beans. So I'm gonna see how well they'll do. I have heard some people have pretty good success with growing beans in their green stalks, but I do have a little bit of things going to seed, but not much. But these cabbages that I planted are not forming any heads. I'm not really sure why. I planted like 4 of them, but I'm going to just keep them in and see if they're going to do anything. I planted a lot of beans in here because I plan on canning up a lot of green beans this year. Now, I did also plant some broccolis, a couple different kinds of broccolis, and I still haven't gotten any heads of broccolis yet either, but like I said, I'm gonna give it time. Everything's late this year, so I'm just gonna keep them all in and see what happens. You can grow a lot of food in one of these green stalks. I think I'm gonna have to invest in another one. So this is one of the totes that the raccoons like totally demolished and dug all the eggshells up and stuff like that, but I do have a tomato plant that survived and some broccoli that survived in this tote too. So I'm just going to leave them and see what they do. So in this other tote, I'm just growing some lemon balm and some basil, some parsley, and some sage, and some cilantro that's already starting to go to seed. And I'm also growing a artichoke plant, but I think that it might be infested with some type of, I think that these are aphids. I was thinking about, I don't know if I'm going to hurt the plant though by taking the stalk off. I'll have to do a little bit of research on it. But this is the experiment that me and my mom did with the roses by putting the root hormone on the bottom of these and then putting them in some potting soil. And they're already starting to get new growth on them. I'm getting really excited about this because if they root out, I'm going to be able to plant all these this year. And then hopefully by next year, I'll be having some roses. I have to do a little bit of research on roses. I don't really know too much about roses, so I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. So we ended up planting a lot of flowers this year to bring in the pollinators for our garden. This pot here is the seeds that I planted in my father's memory that I found that belonged to him. I think that it turned out really nice. They're really pretty. My catnip plant is already starting to go to flower, so my cat will be pleased about that. And he'll have some fresh catnip here real soon. My dill, on the other hand, didn't really do all that well, and I was hoping that it was going to do good this year because I wanted to use it for my dill pickles, but oh well. But my chamomile has reseeded itself all by its little lonesome. Which I'm very happy about. It's just one less plant that I have, or one less herb plant that I have to plant. And it's just sprouting up everywhere. Well, that's all that I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come hang out with me. Have a blessed day.